Okay, next we have a tweet from Dax talking about kind of the realities of coding in the AI world, and kind of people's like rose-colored glasses understandings versus like the reality. So he's saying everyone's talking about their teams like they were at the peak of efficiency and bottlenecked by ability to produce code. Here's what things actually look like. Your org rarely has good ideas. Ideas being expensive to implement was actually helping. I don't agree with that. There is a guy in the reply who I follow. I think his name's like David Piano or something. And he agreed with that point. But I actually think being able to run experiments and being able to develop things and iterate faster is actually a great idea. And as long as you can safely tear things down, which is kind of a point to coding reliability and modularization, and also just having good review and practices and how foundational coding is so important. He says majority of workers have no reason to be super motivated. They want to do their 9 to 5 and get back to their life. This is 100% true. My thesis, and it's kind of an obvious thesis, but I know a lot of developers disagree with it, but convenience will be over everything. People don't care about security. They don't care about going above and beyond most of the time. They just want to have convenience, which is totally understandable. We don't want to expend energy where we don't have to. It's just part of evolution and keeping safe and happy, even though obviously we need to push ourselves to accomplish great things to really have a fulfilling life, but you kind of have to activate like the prefrontal cortex to make that happen. And then leading on with that point as well, he says they're not using AI to be 10 times more effective. They're using it to churn out their tasks with less energy spend, kind of the same point. And the 2 people on your team that actually tried it are now flattened by the slop code everyone is producing. They will quit soon. That I haven't seen. I feel like it's actually, for me, really strengthen my code review ability with how much code is being produced and really being like, okay, what do I actually care about in the style guidelines here, and making sure that's reflected in the Claude.md so it won't happen again. So I actually am more fired up than ever, even when I'm reviewing code that I feel like is not necessarily the nicest. It's like really helping me refine my understanding of what clean code is, And then he says, even when you produce work faster, you're still bottlenecked by bureaucracy and the dozens of other realities of shipping something real. This is totally true. I do think, though, that being able to produce code faster has been a huge level up, and I'm sure he agrees with that as well. But definitely the piece of like taking some code that was written by AI and confirming that it's valid, making sure it passes PR review, making sure you run it against tests, and you have your coverage and all these different things, and you have like a demo from Loom or whatever, that's where like the real magic happens. But then when you can really like refine that process, and especially if you're focused on one project at once, which I'm really trying to preach these days, then you can really speed it up a lot with AI for sure, especially like being tapped in and making sure that you have a review process that goes through. And that'll be similar to the cursor story that we cover in a second.